My name is Jason, and this is Just Watches. All right, today we're going to be comparing the differences between the ISL 66, which is Long Island's watch samurai style islander, to the actual Seiko King Samurai, the SRPE33. So I have a review of both of these watches, and I'll pop that up in the upper right-hand corner. So this isn't a full review. I just kind of want to show the differences between the two watches, some of the things I've noticed over my time with them, and kind of break down the differences between the price and kind of the value that's represented when you go with Long Island watch or any other micro brand. You're going to get a little bit more as far as specs for money than you would with a major brand like Seiko. So to give a reference for this video, the Islander is $299, and that is the price you will pay. The SRPE33 is MSRP of $625, but you will get them for around $450 on eBay at the time of this recording. So keep that in mind as we go through and point out the differences between these two watches. As always, if you're enjoying the content of this channel, I invite you to subscribe. I just hit 2,000 subscribers. I'm very excited, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really hope you're enjoying the content. I have a lot of fun making these videos, and I plan to continue to release more videos every Friday. And let's just push for 3,000. Let's do it. I'm feeling good. So if you haven't subscribed, please do and help me get to that goal. And then if you like the contents of this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up.
So these cases are essentially the same, other than their size. The Seiko case is larger at 43.5 millimeters. The Islander case is smaller at 42 millimeters. However, it still wears like a very big watch, and then the thickness on the Islander it's actually a little bit thicker than the Seiko case at 14 millimeters. Both have the same, I would say, quality of finishing, and both have pierced lugs for easy strap changes. Both bracelets start at 22 millimeters before tapering down towards the clasp. They both feature solid end links. However, I noticed the integration of the end link to the case is better on the Islander. Not only does it fit better, but the finishing is more consistent between the case and the end link. The Seiko bracelet is your usual fare, and while it is serviceable, I really like the style of the Islander bracelet. The links are much more angular, and I feel it fits the overall design of the watch better. Both bracelets use a double push-to-point clasp with a safety catch. However, the Islander has a milled scissor, while the Seiko uses just a pressed metal one. There are 4 micro positions in the Seiko compared to the Islander's 3. And finally, another upgrade on the Islander is the use of screwed links, which are very easy to size, especially compared to the pin and collar system Seiko utilizes here. Both these watches use a similar movement. The Seiko uses the branded 4R35, while the Islander uses the NH36. These are both hacking, hand-winding, 21,600 vibration per hour movements with a power reserve of approximately 41 hours and a stated accuracy of -20 to +40 seconds per day, although in my experience it's much closer to -10 to +10 seconds per day. The Islander features both the day and date, while the Seiko features only the date. Both screw-down crowns are easy to operate. The Islander crown is signed, while the Seiko one is not. One other note here, screwing in the Islander crown is much smoother than the Seiko one, which has a very grainy feel. Both watches have sapphire crystals. The Seiko utilizes a Cyclops that does a good job of magnifying the date. The Islander has no Cyclops and also has a very large facet around the entire edge of the crystal, which I found very striking and causes some cool distortions of the dial. Both watches have a 120 click unidirectional bezel. While the action is good on both, I prefer the action of the Islander. Both bezels feature a ceramic insert. While I like the execution of the Seiko insert slightly better than the Islander, due in part to the fact that it is gently sloped, the Islander's bezel is fully lumed. While the dial on the Islander is great with its sunburst red finish, it's very difficult to compete with the Seiko Save the Ocean dial. The execution is amazing, and it really gives the effect of ocean waves. The indices and handsets are similarly finished on these two watches, so it's mostly going to come down to preference in that case. The overall lume on these watches is both very good. The Seiko lume is just a touch brighter and lasts a bit longer, but I was more impressed overall with the lume bezel on the Islander. So as you might have noticed, apart from the dial and the bezel insert, I preferred the Islander in many cases. The bracelet of the Islander, including the end link integration, the link style, the milled clasp, and screws for sizing, completely outclasses the Seiko one. I also preferred the fully loomed bezel of the Islander. Furthermore, the Islander is over $100 cheaper than the Seiko. So if brand isn't that important to you, the value of the Islander is undeniable. This is a great example of how your money can go further with microbrand watches as long as you are okay with the lack of heritage.
So there you go, the Islander ISL 66 and the Seiko SRPE33. Which one would you go with? Do you think it's worth extra money to step up to the Seiko, or are you happy with what's presented here in the Islander? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you're enjoying the content of this channel, I invite you to subscribe, and if you like the contents of this individual video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That's all for this time. My name is Jason, and you have been watching Just Watches.